Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is the Vikings Garage. So why are we here today, and why am I standing here on my knees in front of a S2000? Well, because after watching the footage of that CR that I did the other day and look at the engine bay on that car, I gotta say, man, I felt so guilty because I've been completely neglecting this car. But you know what? That changes today, because we're going to take care of some of the issues that I've been putting off for a while. So let's get to it. So we're going to start off with this guy. As always, give you the part number for you guys. What is in the bag, you ask? Well, let's see. Just a piece of rubber. Where does it go? Right there. And you will see why in a second. I'm changing this thing. You're gonna say he has lost his mind, but you know why? As a wise man once told me, it's the small details. So now that I got the screws out, let me show you guys exactly why I'm replacing this rubber. So when I was doing the engine swap, not even gonna blame this on anybody else but me, I ripped this rubber. But not to worry, because with trickery of video editing, I'm going to replace it like this. And just like that. Wow, look at that. It looks like a brand new car already. Alright, so we're going to clean up this engine bay a little bit. As you guys can see here, I've already replaced this terminal. What you want to do is disconnect it. Always disconnect your battery terminals when working on a battery, obviously. But as you can see here from this terminal, I don't like the way this looks. In order to make this right, I would have to replace the harness, which I'm sure if you follow it, yeah, seems like it's going to be a bit of a project. So we're going to clean this up by doing, let's see, this style terminal. And what we do is we will crimp each wire with one of these and then loop it onto that guy. So watch how I do. Oh, and by the way, this is a very specific tool for this job. If you guys want to get the part number now, upside down, that's the part number, and I'll show you how to use it in a second. I start the process of taking this whole terminal out. Chances are it's going to fight you. Not to worry. Make sure you get some kind of pry bar or a large screwdriver, and you want to spread it apart as much as you can. That way you should be able to, see, slide it right out, which you did. Should probably done this other part first, but here we go. And you want to take these wires out by loosening this top plate, which is being held by these two 10mm. Don't be like me and don't drop the screws, so that you have to do a whole bunch of takes. So screws out to the side, and voila, this guy has now been removed. Look how much corrosion is in there already. Hold on, let me cut the light. I already had corrosion. Yeah, this thing, it looked a little crappy. Not my style. What do you guys think? That or that? This looks a lot cleaner. So it should look a little something like this. See, we're going to obviously fix this and clean it up a little. And speaking of which, you always guys, yeah, I pulled this clearly right out of an archive or something, because this thing looks trashed. But that's the important bit right there. You always want to clean this terminal, I should say battery post, before putting in your terminal, always. Because you want to make as good of a contact as possible. See? Well, and while you're here, might as well do the other side. That's it. So this is what I'm using, and I'm gonna show you guys now how, how this tool works. So basically, step one, you wanna, obviously you wanna clean up a nice section of the wire. So you leave your contact point exposed, stick it in like so, with loop facing up like that. And then the tool goes, let's see, we gotta undo it a little. You place it right in the center here. I don't know if you guys can see that. And you do it by hand first. Key is that you hold it in place and don't let it move. Gotta say, guys, definitely not as easy as it looks. You definitely want to maybe place it on top of the battery and give yourself some kind of support there, because holding this with your hands only, man, if that worked. If I can never get this ratchet to undo itself. All right. Well, it's not pretty, but I can assure you, ain't going nowhere. Yep. And we are all finished. It should look a little something like this. In my opinion, much cleaner than this guy, which was actually, believe it or not, cracking. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up that, but where my finger is pointing at, right there, there's actually a crack there. But anyways, away with that ugly thing. What you do is you tighten this guy first with your 10mm, and then you get yourself, let's see, this guy goes in first, that guy goes in second, like so. You get your nut on top, socket, which I believe is a 12, like so. And you just want to kind of keep them apart while you tighten this down. And that's it. It's that simple, guys. So look at that. You can actually do this job without replacing the entire engine harness that goes inside the dash. And I'm sure I don't want to find out where it ends, if you catch my drift. That's it. Make sure it's tight. And there's your final result. Let me give you guys a close-up. That doesn't look too bad, right? And of course, don't forget to get your negative back on. So after looking at the footage of my terminal job, I said to myself, you know, it doesn't look clean enough. So this is what I did. What do you guys think? Cleaner? As far as your VTEC solenoid cover, the install of this one is super easy. First thing you want to do is clean the top as best you can. I'm using a couple of alcohol swabs. Dry it up as much as possible, because you want to make a very good dry contact point. I have a Toyota type RTV. It doesn't really matter. You can use whatever kind of RTV your heart desires. No preference on the brand. I just want you to make sure that the top of the solenoid is clean, and leave a nice decent dab right on top. Try not to make a mess, obviously. And that's it. Your key point next is the orientation. If there is a logo on top, get it where you want it and press down, and you're done. That is all you need to know as far as that. These radiator supports, gotta be honest with you, man, they've been driving me crazy. I have attempted to finish this already, and as you can see, it looks fabulous. So, until I get them powder coated, I am going to be using this, you know, the legit Mugen stuff. Oh yeah, this was like a fortune, $10, if I'm not mistaken. But for now, I should do it. What do you guys think of this? Should I go powder coated black, or should I try to do it silver? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, so this one, hopefully, I know I'm out of frame and all, but this is very cool because a lot of people don't know how to remove this corner light. And by all means, guys, do not use screwdrivers on this thing. This is a very expensive fender. There's only one way to take this out, and you do not need a screwdriver, like I said. This one is broken, but it's the exact same concept. You pull this towards the front of the car and out, like so. Let's take a look at it from a different angle. So this is how it goes in. The back one first, and then once you pull it out, this is what you will see. Not gonna see here, just normal tab. Obviously, don't lose it, but this is exactly why I'm replacing it. Here's the one I just got out of the car. And yes, guys, there is a right and a left. You see that tab there? Broken. Oftentimes they do break because the material gets brittle over time. But anyways, with that being said, we are going to actually also replace the bulb. This is a 194. But today I'm going to be using a 194 amber, if I can ever get it in there. There you go. And definitely you do not want to be using your fingers like I just did. By all means, if you can, do as I say but not as I do. Try not to touch this bulb with your fingers. But I'm going amber because, you know, we are amping up the JDM feel on this thing. And yeah, like I said, I'm not really sure it's going to show, but there is an R back there. And yes, around the top corner there, that obviously is for the right side. Only goes in one way, like so. What I like to do, with a nice clean microfiber cloth, clean the edges of this, because you don't really want to be messing with these guys too often. And once you're done, once again, that tab goes towards the front of the car, and yeah, you hook it, the back one first, and the spring-loaded portion, just like that. Very simple. And as always, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. And stay tuned, because on part 2, we will be tackling something very, very big.